most shocking trade in NBA history just took place on Saturday night. The Dallas Mavericks sent Luka Doncic to the Lakers in a 3-team deal where they got back Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. I don't even know how to comprehend this.
I'm still like in a trance. I don't know what to think of the world anymore. I don't know what I'm doing here. Is this a simulation? I'm not sure. We don't want to get demonetized, so I'm gonna try not to curse throughout this video, but man, I got some words for the Mavericks front office.
Before we start talking about the most shocking trade in NBA history, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any new videos. So we've seen some shocking trades in NBA history, especially recently. There was the night where Kawhi signed with the Clippers and Paul George was traded there from OKC. It was shocking when the Nets got Harden to form their big three, and then most recently KD being sent to the Suns. But nothing even remotely comes close to this. I was editing what was supposed to be our video for Monday, had my phone on airplane mode because I was just trying to lock in, charge my phone, you know, no distractions. Yeah. Big mistake.
Massive mistake. I tried to call you a couple times. I texted you, I FaceTimed you, I even Discord called you. I was like, why is this man not answering his phone? Yeah, me and my girlfriend were making dinner and I got the news on my phone and literally I wasn't even bothered at first because I was like, oh, Shams got hacked.
Yeah.
Like, that's how shocking this was. And then slowly but surely more and more news just came in and I was just like, I was just kind of walking around the kitchen like, you know when something really big in life happens and you're just trying to go through your day like normally, but just there's this weird feeling that something is amiss, like something is wrong with the world. That is how I felt. I was like, this isn't real. This didn't just happen.
Bro is having an existential crisis.
I was literally making my hamburger.
Oh my God.
And I was in a trance.
So the full trade details are as follows. The Lakers receive Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Mavericks receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers 2029 first. And the Jazz, who were just happy to be there, got Jalen Hood-Schifino, 2025 Clippers second, and the Mavs 2025 second. Before we even get into the fit, the future, anything, why the did the Dallas Mavericks make this trade?
I got no idea. Mavs GM Nico Harrison apparently came out and said, quote, I believe defense wins championships. I believe that getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future. And when I saw that quote on my phone, I turned to my girlfriend and I was literally like, okay, so this is the dumbest person on the face of the planet. This is trying to reinvent the wheel taken to its logical maximum. I don't know what on earth. We were talking before the recording, like, how many guys in the NBA would we have just traded straight up for Luka? I would trade Luka straight up for Jokic, and I think the list ends there.
Yeah, that's the only one we really could figure. Like, maybe Shea, if you want to factor in availability, you know, Shea's in better shape, more consistent, dependable to play on the court. But then again, we were talking about it. Shea's never led his team to the conference finals. Yep. They're around the same age.
Luka last year led his team to the NBA finals. Yes. Like, that happened less than a year ago.
And the other thing we were talking about is, like, would you make this trade if you had 23-year-old Anthony Davis you're getting back?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're not sure. Anthony Davis is injury prone. He's been better these recent years. I've been an AD defender. He's still injury prone. He's going to be 32 in 2 months.
I don't know what to say. I literally don't know what to say. I mean, like, if the Mavericks were struggling as a team, like, you know, barely making the playoffs, bounced in the first round the past couple years, like, I'd get it at that point. You're hitting your head on the ceiling, like, okay, maybe start over. But again, NBA Finals last year. 2 years before that, Western Conference Finals, only bounced by the eventual champion. I was saying to you, like, we're all lucky I'm not a Dallas Mavericks fan or you're not a Dallas Mavericks fan, because I don't think this channel would exist anymore. Yeah. I think if I was a Mavericks fan, I'd stop being a fan of basketball. I'd strictly become a college football fan, and that would be all all the sports I would enjoy. I can't imagine being a Mavericks fan right now.
I think some Mavericks fans are really struggling with it. Reading the Mavericks subreddit is just depressing.
Yeah.
And for people that have like no ill will towards the Mavericks, sure, they beat us in 2011 in the playoffs. We don't really care. Like, I'm not a Dallas Mavericks hater or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel bad for them. And
hug your local Mavericks fan tonight.
Yes, if you know one.
They badly need it.
And in case you're wondering, like, Luka must have demanded a trade. There must have been major issues with him in the front office. From all the reports we've seen, he had no issue with the Mavericks. There were some reports like earlier in the season that both Miami and the Lakers were going to be going for him in 2026 when he was set to be a free agent. But from everything we've seen, this was solely on the Mavericks deciding, you know what, we're going to trade one of the best players in the world for a 32-year-old Anthony Davis. Specifically, they reached out to the Lakers because they wanted AD that bad.
Why didn't they reach out to the Blazers? You
For who?
Dominating?
Exactly.
That move would have been just as dumb.
Okay.
It's not like they made a smart move to begin with. If you're gonna make a dumb move, why not make a super dumb move?
Right.
All right, I was backdrop of all that. Let's actually talk about the fit for these teams. First, for the Lakers, like, you basically got your star for the next decade. I mean, we just recently made a video on the worst futures in the NBA, and the Lakers were on that list because we were like, oh, they don't got any young players. They don't really have a whole lot of picks, you know. Now they just got a top 5 player in the league who's only 25.
Yeah, like, I have no idea what to think of this team for the rest of this year. Luka's still hurt. Who knows when he'll be back? I'm sure the Lakers are hoping it'll be this month, but who knows, honestly, when Luka's gonna be back. Luka and LeBron on the court, they don't seem like great fits together. Of course, it's Luka and LeBron, such high basketball IQs. They're gonna make it work, but just naturally, they're not a great fit. And then their front court depth at the moment is just ass.
Yeah.
Jackson Hayes, Christian Koloko, that's basically it. Like, I'm assuming they're still gonna be active. Rob Pelinka, I guarantee you, is still on the phones. I said, you know what, why not just go and ring up the Suns, try to get Yusuf Nurkic, like, buy low?
Might as well.
I mean, I could see something like that happening. I don't really think they're set to win this year, and even next year, who knows, like, what it's gonna be like. They're very intriguing with LeBron and Luka. That's gonna be must watch, but really, this was not a win now move. This was get your franchise centerpiece, like you said, for the next decade.
And even then, like, they're still gonna win games now, because as long as Luka's back and he's healthy, like you said, LeBron and Luka, it's not a fit on paper, but both of them are such incredible players that they're gonna win some games.
Yeah, and people have said, like, will they shop LeBron now? Will they trade LeBron?
I don't think so.
Probably not. Still got a no trade clause. You never know, but it's probably going to be LeBron there, and that's such an exciting duo. LeBron and Luka, like I said, not a great fit, but it's still going to be amazing to see.
And now from the Mavericks perspective, I don't even know where to start. One of the most brain dead, idiotic trades I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm almost speechless. I don't know how to even put into words. Like, we saw on SportsCenter, like, Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith were trying to spin this as like a win-win for both teams. Like, the Mavericks are still gonna be good this year. Like, Kyrie, obviously still great. AD is playing really well this season. He's gonna improve them defensively. Their front court is awesome now. They still have Clay, but what, they're all over 32. You've basically shrunk your title window from the next like 7 years to like the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. Yeah, like, Kyrie and AD are old. You don't really have like another great young player.
Too.
Yeah, Clay's old as well. Like, Derek Lively's young for sure. I mean, he's just a surrounding piece. He's not your centerpiece moving forward. Apparently the Mavericks had issues with Luka's weight, the injuries that potentially has caused. Apparently he's been pushing like 275. Like, if you go back and watch Luka in 2019, watch him in the bubble compared to now, dude's a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's huge.
I mean, there's no doubt about that, but do we really give a that much, or the production's still there?
No.
Like, what is the huge concern either way?
I was saying to you before we started, I was like, if it doesn't come out in the next 2 weeks that like Luka has like Brandon Roy level knees,
yeah,
then I'm not even a Mavericks fan, and I'm gonna have like a generational crash out. I cannot believe this. I saw someone tweet like, this must be what people felt like during like the Cuban Missile Crisis or something.
Yeah.
Like when the Soviet Union fell apart, when Kennedy got shot, like these insane moments throughout human human history.
This is another one.
There was another tweet I saw that was hilarious. It's like, this is just a normal ass night for people who don't follow basketball, which I was howling at, because this is like maybe the most shocking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I told my wife about the trade, and she honestly did not give a fuck. Like, she straight up did not care. She's like, oh, okay. But yeah,
like, no, this is literally the most shocking thing that's ever happened.
Yes. And I just cannot believe they gave up on Luka this quickly. I saw a Mavs like fan account tweet about his accomplishments, like leading them to the finals, the 73-point game he had just last season, all the NBA first teams, the All-Stars. Just to think, like, they fleeced the Hawks to get him in that Trae Young trade.
What's crazy is the Hawks ended up as the winners of that trade.
Like, it's just insane that they gave up on him, took them to the finals, their third finals appearance ever, the first and only time it's happened since Dirk. Who the hell knows when it's gonna happen again? I gotta say, this just randomly came to my mind. Who is the worst run franchise in Dallas now? Is it the Cowboys or the Mavericks? It has to be mentioned.
Oh boy. I might...
I had to stay tuned for that one.
Stay tuned for that one. I mean, it'd be like if somehow the Cowboys had Patrick Mahomes and traded him away.
Literally.
Think about this though. The Mavericks gave up on Luka before the Pelicans gave up on Zion.
Yeah.
That, again, there must be something catastrophically wrong with Luka that we don't know about that the Mavericks do. And that has to come out in the near term, because if all we get is we were just concerned about his conditioning and how he's not in shape, then this is unforgivable. Like, I mean, at this point, like, how long till Nico Harrison gets fired? I say 18 months.
Yeah, basically.
I think he's got a year and a half left. When this doesn't work this year, when they're like a first round exit as like the 5th seed, and when they're around 5th, 6th seed next year, I think whoever, I don't know who owns the Mavericks now, it's not Mark Cuban anymore, but whoever owns the Mavericks is gonna look at Nico and be like, what the did you do?
Overall, just absolutely shocking. Apparently, LeBron didn't know it was coming. He was just having dinner with the fam in New York. AD had no idea it was coming. We all thought Shams got hacked. This is just a night that will live in NBA history forever. We'll be telling our kids about it generations forever. Luka Doncic really got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. So what is your reaction to the trade? Probably just as confused and dumbfounded as we are, but let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. And hey, while you're here, check out some of our other content as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.